Once upon a time in a dense forest there was a small bird named CHP. CHP was a clever and brave sparrow, always knowing how to find food and avoid dangers that winter. The weather became harsher than ever. Continuous storms made it extremely difficult to find food. CHP lived in a small nest on a high branch, which it had built in the spring. The nest was made of dry twigs and leaves, providing warmth and protection from the rain and wind. However, with the strong storms, CHP's nest couldn't avoid getting wet and cold. One morning when the storm had temporarily stopped, CHP decided to leave the nest to search for food. It flew through the damp forest, looking for seeds and insects that might have been left behind. But everything seemed to have been washed away by the heavy rains. CHP flew from branch to branch through bushes, but found nothing. CHP didn't. He gave up and continued to fly further, to an area it had never been to before. There, CHP discovered a large ancient tree with hollows full of chestnuts. CHP happily flew into the hollow and started eating the delicious chestnuts, but CHP's joy didn't last long when it heard a strange noise from outside. CHP looked out and saw a large squirrel approaching. The squirrel was also searching for food and had discovered the hollow full of chestnuts. Knowing it couldn't confront the squirrel, CHP decided to fly away to find another place. But before leaving, the CHP managed to grab a few chestnuts to bring back to its nest. On the way back, CHP encountered a heavy rainstorm. The heavy raindrops soaked CHP's small wings to try to fly faster, but the strong wind made it difficult to maintain balance. CHP had to find temporary shelter under a large tree canopy. When the rain stopped, CHP continued its journey back to the nest. It felt tired and cold but was determined to bring the chestnuts back. Finally, after a long and arduous journey, CHP reached its nest. It quickly ate the chestnuts to regain strength and rested in the following days. CHP continued to face storms, but thanks to its intelligence and perseverance, CHP found various food sources. It learned to search for food under dry leaves, in tree hollows, and even in rock crevices. CHP also knew how to use its wings to shield the nest from getting wet. Winter gradually passed, and the warm spring returned. CHP had survived the harsh winter with perseverance and courage. It felt proud of itself and knew it had learned many valuable lessons. CHP understood that no matter how difficult life gets, as long as one perseveres and doesn't give up, any challenge can be overcome. CHP's story is a lesson about perseverance, courage, and never giving up, even in the toughest circumstances. CHP always found ways to overcome and survive, and in the end, CHP's efforts were well rewarded.